Next is, so this is an interesting article from Martech. Say goodbye to busy work, rethinking marketing workflows for a smarter future. Here's another industry topic which I thought was awesome. It literally was talking about, um, that basically it's talking about that like strategy is the new bottleneck. So this is interesting. We've worked in, and I know, Catherine, you're trying to get your audio to work, and I'd love for you to chime in on this stuff. No, we can't hear you. So, but, you know, um, maybe if you want to try closing everything and then coming back, yeah, let's try that. So, this is an interesting one because what's interesting is we've worked with so many different types of marketers at so many different levels, in-house marketers, other agencies, fractional partners, companies themselves. And there are times where, you know, sometimes like we spend so much time in the strategic side of things that nothing actually gets done. And so I think um, I think that there's a balance between being strategic, defining the strategy, spending enough time defining it. Because if the strategy is not solid, everything else you do is going to have holes and not be solid. But I think the goal here is to not overthink, and that's kind of what this article was alluding to. Is essentially to not overthink, and sometimes just keeping things simple. Right, the old keep it simple, stupid type saying. It's true. Like sometimes if a lot of the stuff doesn't need to be overcomplicated. And I think sometimes, sometimes, at least sometimes in the agency world, agencies will try to overcomplicate things to show value, and it doesn't need to happen. The results speak for themselves. Results speak louder than busy work and rethinking wheel spinning type activities. So, John, what do you think on that?
Yeah, I think keeping things simple, going step by step, breaking things up into smaller parts just kind of helps you stay like aligned with what you have to do. I think that that will help with cutting down on busy work and time to do projects.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to say, did you notice that this article was written by AI?
I didn't.
It is. It is. Look at the buy.
All right. All right. So this is our
I,
first written A. I didn't even pick up on that. So that goes to show you great content is great content regardless of where it comes from.
Yeah, they say I saw the buy line. I was like, oh, interesting. And they say that they go in and they editorialize it. They make changes and whatever, and that's fine, of course. I
Yeah.
think it's an example of how you can kind of. I don't think that the right thing to do is to have AI write a whole article, but you can definitely find ways to implement AI to make the maybe busy work take a little bit less time.